everybody, welcome to the Wool Needles Hands podcast. My name is Taylor, and this is a podcast about knitting and making and getting crafty here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I'm from, and where I live with my husband Brandon, our 2-year-old son Angus, and our cat Oscar. Thank you so much for stopping by to check out the podcast. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. If you're a new subscriber and viewer, thank you so much for checking us out for the first time and being a part of this community that we have over here at the Wool Needles Hands podcast. We have a growing community of viewers from all over the world at this point, and our Ravelry community is growing really fast, and it's really active and bustling over there. I keep all of our show notes over on the Ravelry group page. You can find our Ravelry page by going to Ravelry, going to the groups tab, and searching wool, needles, hands podcast. Join the group, get involved in the conversation, and you can check out show notes there. I also link to all of our episodes right there on the Wool Needles Hands podcast group on Ravelry. You can also find me on Instagram. I am at Wool Needles Hands, and on Ravelry, I am Wool Needles Hands as well. If you need to get in touch with me, you can email me at woolneedleshands@gmail.com. If you have something you'd like to donate to the show as a giveaway, if you would like to do a collaboration, I welcome all of those correspondences. Or if you just have questions about the show, please send me an email at that email address and we can start a conversation. This is episode 8. I'm so excited to be here today to share some things with you guys. I have a lot lined up for today, lots of things to share. Last weekend was a big weekend for me. I have tons of acquisitions to share with you guys, so hang in. It's going to be a normal length episode, definitely not shorter, maybe a little bit longer, but I have a lot to share with you guys, and I have some big news that I'm going to share with you guys later on in the show. As you know, if you watched the previous episode, we just celebrated our 1,000 plus subscriber milestone, and we did a giveaway on the last episode. So later in the episode, I am going to be revealing the winner of that giveaway, but it is going to be towards the end of the episode, so hang in there, stick around towards the end of the show, and I will be revealing that then. In the meantime, though, I want to thank you so much, everybody who watches the show, who supports the podcast and the community that we're building here. I just want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting this whole venture and being a part of this with me. I can't put it into words adequately how grateful I am, but we are now over 1,700 subscribers in only 8 episodes. We started back in February, and it is April, almost May, and we're already close to 2,000 subscribers, and I am just so thankful. It is the viewers, it is the supporters of this podcast that make that happen. So if you like what you see here, if you would like to see more episodes from this channel, from the Wool Needles Hands podcast, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. Hitting that thumbs up button really helps the channel. It really helps it grow, and it supports this whole endeavor. So if you would like what you're seeing, don't forget to do those things now or after the show is over. I really appreciate it. We at the Wool Needles Hands community really appreciate it. So let's get right into it. Like I said, we're going to do the giveaway towards the end of the show, but I do want to start by sharing with you guys some of the Knitalongs that we have going on right now. As I'm recording this, it is the end of April. It is the 29th of April right now, so we only have 2 days left in the WNH Spring Hat Cal 2017. That's the hashtag that we're using on Instagram. This was a Knitalong where we were knitting lacy spring hats. That Knitalong ends on Monday. By the time that this episode will be up, it will be beyond Monday, so that Knitalong will be over, and I will be revealing the winner from picking randomly from the finished object thread of that Knitalong on the next Wool Needles Hands podcast episode. But we also are running another Knitalong called the Great Unravel 2017, and if you would like more information on this Knitalong, please check the video link that pops up right over here for more information on that Knitalong. If you'd like to get involved, you have plenty of time. The cast-on day for that was the 22nd of April, but it continues on till June 17th. It's okay if you hadn't cast it on the 22nd of April, just as long as your finished object is turned in by June 17th. You are totally eligible for winning the finished object prize at the end of the Knitalong. But for more information on what the Great Unravel 2017 is, check out that video that was just linked on the screen for more information. Today I'm actually drinking something different than my go-to, which is chamomile tea and honey. I'm having Pukka peppermint and licorice tea. It's just a caffeine-free herbal tea, and it's really, really yummy, and it goes really well with honey, and that's kind of my choice right now. It's naturally caffeine free and ethically sourced, 100% organically grown ingredients. Peppermint leaf is 60%, licorice root is 40%, and that's what I'm drinking. I just read that off the back. I don't know that by heart. That would be really crazy if I knew that by heart. But I also wanted to take this opportunity to share with you guys, and it has nothing to do with my drink, this candy that I just discovered. We shop at this store called Sprouts. It's kind of like a Mother's Market or a Trader Joe's, not really like a Trader Joe's, like a Whole Foods, but smaller scale. Anyway, we were shopping there the other day and I came across these, they're like a natural food store's answer to Starburst candy, which I love Starburst candy. I can't even tell you, but these I love even more. It is by Tori and Howard, and they are just these like little chewy, delicious, gummy fruit candies. So they look like this, which is what a Starburst looks like. And you guys, they are so delicious. And they're not like crazy pigmented with, you know, artificial dye. This is orange, and this is what it looks like. It's really pale, so you know they're not using any artificial, you know, color garbage or whatever in there. But I don't know, they're just really, really delicious. Is it 100%? It's 100% of your daily serving of vitamin C, so there you go. It's just pure, fresh, delicious satisfaction. There's no soy, gluten, GMOs, artificial flavors, corn syrup, artificial colors, wheat, casein, dairy, whatever. I have a thing about artificial colors, and that's pretty much where that ends. I'm not too worried about gluten or GMOs or whatever, but artificial flavors and colors kind of creep me out. But yeah, so these are delicious. If you have a sweet tooth and you need a really good new tasty candy, and maybe you're a Starburst lover like me, you need to check out Tori and Howard. What are they called? Tori and Howard Chewy Fruities. They're delicious, and this isn't an endorsement. Yeah, they're so good. You know, they actually have these at Starbucks. I think I saw these at Starbucks, but I picked them up at Sprouts, and I love them. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because, you know, sometimes you just need a little sugar in your life. So I'm super excited to share with you, and if you follow me on Instagram, you may already know about this, but I'm super excited to finally announce here on the podcast that I'm going to be opening my own hand-dyed yarn shop and business under the name of Fiber for the People. There will be a dedicated online shop for Fiber for the People, and there is also an Instagram account right now that is active where I am showing my latest creations that will be up in the shop on the launch day. The shop launch will be June 1st, and the Instagram account where you can go and kind of keep updated on all of the different yarny goodness is at fiber.for.the.people. It was the only one I had available at the time. That is the Instagram account for the hand-dyed yarn business that I'm going to be starting. Right now, I'm just posting pictures of yarn that I am dyeing up and stocking my shelves with for the launch of the shop come June 1st. The website for the shop is fiberforthepeopleyarn.com. So that shop launch, like I said, will be June 1st. Up until then, I am working on getting some things together, and so come June 1st, I will be ready and loaded to the gills with beautiful yarn for you at fiberforthepeopleyarn.com. I want to share with you guys just briefly in kind of a video montage some of the yarns that I've been featuring on Instagram right now, just to give you an idea of what we're working with here. So behind me, I have a little pyramid of yarn that I'm going to pull over here to my lap, and I'm just going to show you one at a time the skeins that I have and the names that go along with those skeins. If you want to have more information or keep up to date about Fiber for the People that's coming June 1st, please head to Instagram at fiber.for.the.people. Follow me there so you can stay up to date. You can also go to the website, you can save the website, that way it's already there in your bookmarks and you're ready to go come June 1st when we launch the shop. Okay, so without further ado, here are some of the skeins that I have so far that will be featured in the Fiber for the People shop. those are some of the skeins that will be featured in the shop launch at fiberforthepeople.yarn.com. This, in addition to the podcast and being a part of this community, has brought something out in me that I haven't found in a very long time when it comes to creative outlets. And when I dye yarn and I explore and play with all of the different colors, I just feel so at ease, and it seems to be like such a natural extension of myself. And so I'm so excited to be able to put this into action in the form of a business where I can share my creations with others, and share my fiber with the people. And that's kind of the inspiration for the name, because it's not only fiber for the people in the sense of giving my creations to other people, but it's also for myself, because the whole process of providing beautiful fiber art like this is so, it's just so enlivening to my spirit. And I think that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. I get so much out of doing it, and I've seen myself evolve in this craft over the course of the last few months, and now I'm at this point where I just want to share it with everybody and see where it goes. So I'm really, really excited about this, and I want to thank you so much for all of your support and your input and your positive feedback. Really neat to have you be a part of this with me, because that support is so important. So I finally decided to start an Ask Me Anything thread on the Ravelry page, and the reason I'm doing this is because it seems like that's just kind of the thing you do when you have a knitting podcast, but also because I've had some questions asked on various different podcast episodes in the comments section that weren't necessarily related to the podcast, which is totally fine. You can ask me wherever you want to ask me questions, it's fine. But I figured I would just create a space where if you have a question and you would like me to answer it, you can ask the question there and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I opened that thread and I did get a question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer a question that I just got on the Ask Me Anything thread that I just created. And then I'm also going to share with you kind of an answer to a question that I was asked a few episodes back by a couple people. Okay, so the first question was by Sheila Ann on Ravelry, and she asks, could we see a close-up of your knitting needle display in your dyeing studio, aka garage? I would like a horizontal unit similar to what you have, but have no idea what to rest the needles on. Thank you so much, should you choose to share. So I will definitely share, but what I'm going to do is, instead of just explaining it to you here, I'm going to take you downstairs to my dye studio and share it with you there so you can get a closer look. Hey guys, so we are down in my dyeing studio / garage, and I'm just going to take a minute and show you my needle storage setup that I have down here. First things first, it's really not anything revolutionary. I had a whole bunch of these little wooden spools left over from my days as a teacher, and I needed a solution for my needles, someplace to hold them. So this is kind of what I came up with to do that. So here it is. Okay, so I just took these little wooden spools that you can get at like Michael's or anywhere really, and I had a lot of them, and I screwed them. Now this is directly on my wall here, just because I didn't want to have to go and size and cut out a piece of wood that would exactly fit all of my needles. And so I just put this on the wall right where I keep my sewing machine and some other crafty things, alongside where all of my dyeing materials are over here. So that's what this is really. It's just little wooden spools that have been screwed directly into the wall. They are anchored in there just so they don't come twisting out. And then I have these little balsa wood numbers that I spray painted gold and stuck to the wall using hot glue, because believe it or not, hot glue can come away from the wall pretty easily if you use a flathead screwdriver, so it's not too much of a mess. So I don't know, I guess this is a really rough way of doing this, and I'm sure if you go on Pinterest there's much prettier, more I don't know, streamlined solutions to this, but this is what really worked for me, because I can keep all of my needles on the little spools. I would recommend, if you're gonna do this, maybe what I would do differently next time in the future is to do 2 spools here, so one and then one stacked on top of it, screwed into the wall with a long screw so you have more room for your needles so they don't come popping off, because you can see this one right here with its really cheapo depot cord is starting to pop off, but your higher quality needles have nicer cords and they lay across the spools really nicely. So that's what I do for my needle storage. Like I said, it's nothing fancy, it's nothing super special, but it works for me, so maybe it can work for you. Alright guys, The next question that I had asked by a few people earlier on, a few episodes ago, was how it is that I'm able to keep my skin so nice in the desert. And first of all, before I share any answers to that question, I need to tell you how insanely flattered I was that somebody would ask me that. Yeah, I mean, hello, who wouldn't be? And second of all, you know, it's pretty often thought that when you come from a place like Las Vegas, which is in the Mojave Desert, that it's really harsh and incredibly dry all the time and really hot. The sun is blazing all the time, but really, maybe if you're from out of the country or if you live in another area or region of the United States, you might not be familiar with what it's like in this desert where I live. The Mojave Desert where I live sits about 2,000 feet above sea level, so it's considered a high desert. We have definitely a dry climate, but it's not as dry as some other deserts like Death Valley or Palm Springs even. We get rain. We actually get quite a bit of rain during our monsoon season, and that monsoon season stretches from almost August to sometimes into early spring. And so we do have lots of times where we have more humid climate, where we have rain. But then another thing too is it's only really, really hot here about 2.5, 3 months out of the year. Other than that, it's really very nice. We get up to 115 degrees in the summertime. 115 degree days, there's not a whole lot of them in the summer. We stay above 100 pretty much every day of those main summer months, but it's only 3 months out of the year. Sometimes it's only 2.5 months out of the year, and other than that, we're in the 70s and 80s. Sometimes we jump into the 90s in really, really early fall, but very rarely. And so we have a really pretty awesome climate here. We have 4 solid seasons, really mild winters, but we definitely have winters, and sometimes we get snow. So just a quick little snippet about where I'm from here. It's kind of sometimes surprising to people who have never been or who are unfamiliar with this region of the United States to know that the Las Vegas Valley that we live in, and I'm in Henderson, which is kind of a suburb of Las Vegas, we have a pretty awesome climate. So yeah, I don't know, just a little information, but still, it is a desert, and it is sometimes challenging to keep things nice and moisturized in a desert climate, regardless of how nice it can be. So all of that being said, I will share with you guys what it is I do to keep my skin looking the way it looks right now. So without further ado, the biggest thing that I rely on to keep my skin in good condition and moisturized, and also it's just really good for as kind of like an anti-aging treatment, I guess you could call it. I rely on 100% pure organic cold pressed rosehip seed oil, and I use this kind here by Teddy Organics. And it is, just like I said, 100% pure cold-pressed rosehip seed oil. And I do about 6 drops of this on my face after I cleanse my face morning and night. And I always wear a sunscreen over this because this breaks down in sun and in ultraviolet light. So you have to make sure that you have a sunscreen on. But yeah, by Teddy Organics, you can get this on Amazon. I want to say it's about $20 for this 4-ounce bottle, and it lasts a long, long time. But this is definitely my go-to. In my honest opinion, and out of the research that I've done about skincare, rosehip seed oil is one of the biggest producers of retinol that is naturally found in the environment. It's not man-made retinol, so it's really great for your skin. Retinol is vitamin A, but it is I think the step up from this is a prescription for retinol for your skin. And so this is really, really potent, really great for building those collagen cells in your skin. I don't know all the scientific jargon, but you get what I'm saying. So I think if you are looking for one thing that keeps your skin moisturized, but it's also just really good for the long haul, definitely 100% rosehip seed oil, whether it's organic or not. I mean, whatever, but if it's cold pressed, that's what's really important. So yeah, Teddy Organics organic rosehip seed oil. I use that after I wash my face. I use a sunscreen. I don't use a sunscreen moisturizer, I just use a sunscreen liquid that Clarins sells. It is this. It is just a UV protection, UV plus anti-pollution, broad spectrum SPF 15 sunscreen multi-protection fluid. And I use about 4 drops after I put on the rosehip seed oil, again, SPF 50 all the way. Then as a moisturizer, and this is kind of crazy because I don't use, like, those are the two spendier things that I use on my skin, but other than that, I'm a super cheapskate. I use Cetaphil face wash, and that's super cheap. You can get the Target brand for like nothing. And then for like moisturizer on my skin, I use this. You may have seen this before. They sell this at Walmart. I bought this for the sole purpose of using it as just a hand lotion in the bathroom, but it is advanced clinicals for salon professionals, spa-size collagen skin rescue lotion, soothing lotion for post-treatments. It's like for people that get like stuff done, all right? Hydrates, lifts, and firms, promotes an even-looking skin tone, and I got it because it has collagen in it, it has chamomile, it has aloe vera, and it has green tea, and those things are really, really great for your skin. And I got it for just having it as a hand lotion because it was really well priced, and it comes in this big bottle. This is 16 ounces, and I use it on my face, and you guys, this stuff is amazing. It definitely has your chamomile, it has your collagen, it's just good stuff all around. So if you can find it, it's Advanced Clinicals Spa-Sized Collagen, written really big in this big green bar here. But yeah, so that's, I also use an eye cream that I picked up at Sprouts, which is where I get the candy. So I get the candy where I get my eye cream. That's not. This eye cream is really great. It's by Reviva or Reviva. I guess it would be Reviva. Let's see if you can, there we go. So it's just a firming, what is it, eye complex firming cream botanical formula. I love this stuff because sometimes you get these eye creams that are not really creamy at all. They're just kind of like lotion, and then you put it on under your eyes and it's almost like it disappears and you don't feel like you have anything on, which I'm sure that doesn't mean anything. It's probably working just fine, but I like to have something that feels like I just moisturized my skin, and this stuff really does. It's nice and creamy. It's not greasy by any means. It's not going to make you look sweaty in the under eye department, but it's super moisturizing. So here is what it looks like inside the pot. If you can, I don't know if you can even see that, but it's super creamy. Yeah, so that is an answer to those questions about how I keep my skin looking so nice. I mean, this is my face, and this is the way it looks, and this is what I use, and I do take good care of my skin just because I know that it's the only face I'm gonna get. This is what I use, and so it must work for me. If you're interested, check it out. So Teddy Organics rosehip seed oil is what I use after I wash my face, followed by Clarins SPF 50, followed by this giant tub of spa-sized collagen, and then my Reviva Botanical Formula eye cream. You gotta put your best face forward. Apparently there's this machine called the Kniterate. I think it's Kniterate, Kniterate. I think it's just Kniterate. But anyway, this machine can take a design inputted from a computer and print out a knitted garment using actual yarn. It's kind of an effort to reduce fabric waste in the textile industry because users can design items specifically for them that will fit them perfectly, and the machine will print only the garment that they need in the precise sizing, and there's very, very little textile waste.
We come in all shapes and sizes, but our clothing is still mass produced.
We've created a machine to change that.
Meet Kniterate, a desktop digital knitting machine. Now you can create your own garments and accessories, and you can share them online in a digital wardrobe. It's easy to use. You can start a design from scratch using our web design app, or simply load an existing design from the online library. Choose the color and material to suit you and press Knit. Just make a few finishing touches and your design is ready to wear. The process of making a garment has never been so easy. Kniterate helps you be more efficient and iterate faster than ever. You can use our standard size templates or modify them to your needs to get to the final design. You can use your own yarn or choose from our great selection of tried and tested yarns like wool, cotton, acrylic, or silk in plenty of different colors. We'll provide you with the right parameters for each of our yarns, which will allow you to cut time on sampling and focus on the fun parts, designing and wearing garments.
Right now, Rubio and his team are working on a web-based app, and it's all kind of going through a Kickstarter account at the moment. It's not out in the open market at this point. It is still in that kind of crowdfunding campaign mode, but it's a really cool thing going on right now. So I thought that was kind of interesting to share it with you. I know it kind of holds a little bit of maybe controversy, especially because we are hand knitters and we like to knit our garments by hand, and the idea of some kind of robot machine creating knitted garments might be a little bit intimidating, maybe a little bit offensive. So I don't know, I'm kind of interested to know how you feel about that. I'm not sure the cost of the materials when it comes to, outside of the machine, the cost of the fiber and all of that. I'm wondering, I'm kind of curious about that element of this whole process and that element of this product, but it is really interesting to know that this is something that's possible. It's pretty amazing. So I'm working on the same whips that I've been working on for a while. With the starting of Fiber for the People, I've been a little busy with doing some things for that, and I haven't been putting my whips on the back burner, and I haven't been putting really anything on the back burner. It's just that I haven't had as much time to work on them. So anyway, I'm going to share with you briefly some of the things that I've been working on for a while, but I'm just not going to spend a lot of time with whips this episode, just because there's not a lot of, variation from the last episode. So first of all, one of the frustrating things that happened to me in the last couple of weeks since we've spoken was I got a little crazy with my Find Your Fade shawl, and I overestimated the number of rows that I would need in a particular section. And confession, I haven't been counting my stitches after every so many rows on the garter stitch sections. I've just been going until my garter stitch section looks like the previous garter stitch section, but that's a huge mistake to do it that way. So this is the previous garter stitch section, this light pink section here. So when I started knitting my new color, I assumed, which you don't assume in this project, I assumed that my new garter stitch section would be the same width as my pink garter stitch section. So I just kind of kept going until I had the same number of rows. Well, I made it until I pretty much had all of these rows in my copper color, and realized I had more stitches than I was supposed to have and paying the price for that. So I had to, instead of knitting back all of those rows, because that would be crazy because these rows are so long, I decided that I was going to add a lifeline, which you can see here in this yellow, I don't know if you can see that yellow yarn running through, but that's my lifeline. I have unraveled back to that lifeline, and now I'm at only 9 rows of garter stitch. So I think after I get this row back on my needle and start knitting again, I'll only have about 3 rows before I move to the lace section. So yeah, it was a stupid assumption. I should have paid more attention, but I didn't. I just kept going, and I probably could have figured out a way to make the pattern work with the number of stitches I had, but I was not interested in attempting to do that. I just figured I'll throw a lifeline in and I'll go back and I'll just make up for it. So I don't know. This has kind of been set to the side and time out just because I need to start working on the Great Unravel 2017 project, because there is a deadline for that coming in June 17th, which, as I'm thinking about it now, it's almost May. That's not a lot of time for that particular garment. But I am going to continue working on this. Right now, I just need to put my needle back through the stitches and get going on this. But that's kind of where I am with the Find Your Fade. I don't know. I feel like it's old news at this point. I just want to get to the next color. When I get to the next color, it'll feel like a whole new project. That's what's great about this, is that even though you're going to have it, you're going to be working on it until, my 2-year-old goes to college, at least I'll have a different color to show you every so often. All right, so my next whip that I have, that I've been working on for a while, that you have seen before, is my February sock, the first of my February socks. Here we have my February sock. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm almost done with this. I know I probably should be done with this by now based on what you saw in the last episode, but I'm not, because I've had some things going on, so that's okay. it's really okay when you don't get your stuff done in the time that you want to get it done in. I think podcasters feel like there's a pressure to get projects done so that they have completed projects to share with the people that are watching their show. And I have felt that pressure, but then I was thinking about it, kind of putting myself in your shoes as a viewer of podcasts, because I do watch all of them. I don't really mind when I see the same projects kind of coming through, because it lets me know that that person they have a life and they have things going on and they won't get stuff done all the time, just like I won't get stuff done. I don't know. It's just, it's real. It's the way things are. It's reality. If I were to just start pumping out projects just for the sake of having finished objects, I think it wouldn't be as much fun. So I am trying to get things kind of going. Instagram and all of that is so great because it does keep you going when you could start getting lazy and just not working on things. But that being said, I am working on things. It's just taking me a little bit longer. So what can you do? That's kind of my answer to all that kind of stuff. What can you do? Really? So if you are a slow knitter and it takes you forever to complete a pair of socks, you are not alone. So anyway, that's what I have of my February socks so far. I'm really, really loving these. I love the color. I really love, and I showed this in the last episode and it's going to be kind of a little difficult to show you now, but I really love this Eye of Partridge heel flap. Let's see if I can get this to show. I just think it's a really cool texture for a heel flap. Doesn't that look cool? So yeah, so this is Long Dog yarn in the Fig colorway and the February colorway, and I'm using size 1 Hiya Sharps. And this is just a basic vanilla sock. The way that I knit my vanilla socks, I do a 2x2 rib cut. Oops, excuse me, get that out of the way. 2x2 ribbed cuff at the top for 2 inches, and then I knit my leg. This is a 7-inch leg, heel flap and gusset all the way, and this is, like I said, an Eye of Partridge heel flap, and then I knit my foot until the foot extends to 2 inches from the tips of my toes, and then I start decreasing for the toe. And that's pretty much my vanilla sock. Also, if you haven't noticed, or if you haven't watched any previous episodes, and I'll just share this with you now because it was in your face just a second ago, this is my bread clip solution to crazy long tails. I don't know, I get kind of overzealous when I make long tails for the long tail cast on. I always have a lot of tail left over, so I wrap it around a bread clip, and it keeps things under control. So there you go. So I decided I was going to cast on another pair of socks because I don't have a sock that I can knit concurrently with my February socks anymore now that I finished my stripy socks. So I needed another pair of socks to go along with that. So this is what I have started. I just started these this morning, so I don't have a whole lot going on. But this is going to be my next pair of socks. Look at that yarn. Isn't that beautiful? I have my little Wishbone Progress Keeper. I think in the first few episodes I was calling this a horseshoe, and somebody corrected me and said that it is a wishbone, and yeah, it is absolutely a wishbone. I have no idea why I was calling it a horseshoe, but whatever. Anyway, so this is going to be another pair of socks. This is in Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles in the Sorry Not Sorry colorway, which I'm obsessed with. It's gorgeous. This is going to be it's not going to be a vanilla sock. I'm actually thinking about knitting the whole sock in this color and doing a stitch pattern along the front panel of the sock. I was thinking I would come up with something original. I'm not sure. I've never designed a pair of socks before, but it is one of my goals for 2017. So I think this may be that pair of socks that I kind of play around with a special stitch pattern, stitch design. Here is the cake of yarn. Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles, Sorry Not Sorry. Gorgeous. I love it. I will say though that when I knit with it, I know that Hedgehog Fibers yarns are dyed using light fast and wash fast dyes, and they're great yarns, but as I knit with this, I do get pink fingers. The color is so beautifully saturated, so I completely get it. It doesn't bother me because I understand that that happens, and I do expect that if I, like when I hand wash my socks, I do expect a little bit of that to kind of bleed out, and that's okay. I get it. You know, when you start dyeing yarn and you start using really rich saturated colors, even if you set your dye using your citric acid and you set everything is set the way it should be and you exhaust dye fully, that still can happen. And I know that bothers some people. They attribute that to the yarn dyer not doing something correctly. I know that that's not the case in most cases. I think that's just the nature of hand dyed yarn that's dyed using really, really rich saturated colors. So just something I noticed, my spring hat that I knit for the WNH Spring Hat Cal 2017, the Exploring in the Woods hat by Melinda Vermeer, I used Madeline Tosh Prairie in the Nassau Blue colorway, which is a gorgeous color, but my hands got blue from that too, because it's just such a rich saturated color. So it just tells you, it just reminds you that if you are going to wash these items, which they're socks, of course we're going to wash them, to just be very careful. Use cold water, use a very delicate wool wash, and don't be too surprised if you notice a little bit of the dye coming out in the water. It's just the nature of the craft. So I love this. I love this color. I am super excited to see where these socks take me. Now that I've got a lot of these technicalities of starting the hand-dyed yarn business kind of under control, and I have my schedule kind of worked out, I have more mental space and time to devote to these knitting projects. You're going to be seeing more progress in the next podcast. You know, that's just how things happen. When new things pop up in your life, other things kind of slow down a little bit, but hey, that's life. So anyway, I'm excited to share this new sock design that I come up with you in the next episode. So that will be something to look out for. In the meantime, just keep an eye out on my Instagram page because that's where you will see more progress posted. But yeah, super excited about that. So that is going to be just a sock pattern that I come up with. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but it is Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles in the Sorry Not Sorry colorway. Oh, and I'm actually knitting these. You know, Skinny Singles is really skinny. It almost is reminiscent of a lace weight yarn. And is that common knowledge? I don't know, maybe that's common knowledge, but it is definitely a very fine yarn. I don't know if I can show you this, but you can kind of see there it is very, very light. So I am knitting these on 00 carbons. So yeah, these are just 00 carbons, and again, a knit 2 purl 2 rib, and I'm going to do this for 2 inches, and then that's when I will start my stitch pattern for the leg of the sock. And I'm planning on doing another 7-inch leg and heel flap and gusset. I'm not going to do an eye of partridge, heel flap and gusset for these unless it looks good with the pattern that I create. I'll try to kind of get something that complements the pattern, but yeah, so that's another pair of socks coming down the pipe. Last but certainly not least is my project that I am working on for the Great Unravel 2017. I have, and before I started working on this, this was the largest cake of yarn I had ever seen, but I have so much cotton Ramie yarn that was unraveled from a sweater that I thrifted a few weeks back. Here is the cake of yarn that I have that was harvested from a thrifted sweater. You know, I'm a little disappointed because I don't have a before picture of this sweater, and I know that that's a really big part of this knit along, is having that before picture, and then we can see kind of how that transforms and, you know, manifests itself in something new at the end of the knit along. And I don't have that, and the reason why is because I wasn't originally planning on using this fiber. I only used this fiber for the unraveling tutorial that I will link to right here if you haven't checked it out for this knit along. This was just used for that tutorial. And so I unraveled it without thinking about taking a picture first, just so I could use it for the tutorial. And then as I was unraveling it, I was kind of falling in love with the fiber, and that's when I decided I was going to use it, but I realized I had unraveled it before I had taken a picture. So I don't have a before picture, but this was just a cotton knit buttonless cardigan, and that's it. It was just real simple. It was just kind of your basic cardigan shape, no buttons, no real collar other than just like your basic ribbed neckline, and then that was it. So it was nothing really special, but I kind of regret not having taken a picture of it, so I don't have anything like that. I just have all the fiber to show you, but it is super, super squishy. It's like a sponge almost. So I'm knitting the Aspenson top. It's kind of like a caftan type top by Barocco yarn. It's really very lovely and perfect for summer. Lightweight and airy, a little bit oversized. I don't know, I just love it. So that's kind of what's going on here. It is knit, and I'm kind of halfway through a row, I guess you could say, but it is knit in one long piece and it'll be seamed up the side. So this is what the edging will look like, and you're gonna have to pardon my, I don't know why I didn't just finish the row that I was on, but here is the fabric that has been created. So it's going to have a seed stitch edging here, and then it's just stockinette for 12 inches. So a seed stitch edging, and you can see it's very airy and open, super nice and stretchy. I don't want to lose any of my stitches. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying working on this, and I don't have a lot of length worked up yet because the rows are so long, but I do love the fabric. Super, super stretchy, but I can tell it's going to be really comfortable and easy to wear, nice and lightweight. So that's kind of all I have for this garment at this point. It's kind of, you can't really see a whole lot about what it's going to be at this point because there's not a lot of length, but it is just going to be a caftan style top using this fiber, which is a cotton and ramie blend. And you know, I really like knitting with cotton. I've knit with cotton before. When I was pregnant with my son, I was knitting lots and lots of washcloths out of just, you know, basic cotton yarn that you can get at Michael's. And I guess I don't really remember enjoying it that much, but I really enjoy knitting with this. And I wonder if it's the ramie that's mixed into the cotton here that kind of provides it a little bit more of a structure, making it more fun to knit. But I think what I love about this so much is that, and I'm using Addies here, so these are just your Addie turbos, and Addies kind of tend to have a more round needle point. See if you can see that there. It's definitely more rounded. But what I love about it is that it just really gets into the stitch and you don't have to worry about it splitting anything because there's nothing to split. It's just super fun to knit with, and it just slides off the needle when you knit with it. Oh yeah, see, like just sitting here right now knitting it, and there's this weird knot that's happening, but I'm gonna ignore that and pretend that that didn't happen because it looks like I can't really do anything about it. I probably could, but I'm just gonna ignore it for right now and deal with it later. So yeah, so I don't know, I really love knitting with this particular cotton fiber, so I'm really happy about that because I know sometimes cotton is not a lot of fun to knit with because it is so firm and doesn't have any stretch, but with Addies, I think the blend of these Addies with their, you know, coated needle tips and this yarn, plus I love this color so much, but also the weight of this yarn, it's just great. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I don't know, if you find a really cool cotton, heavy worsted Aran weight fiber and you're interested to knit something with it, go for it and try using Addies because it is really silky smooth. It just, gosh, I could just sit here. How about we just knit for just a minute? I could just sit and I could get this row done and then Okay, so anyway, I'm loving this. Next episode, there will be more to show. I have to have this thing done by June 17th, so and I'm sticking to that deadline. I am sticking to this, come hell or high water. This will be a garment that I can wear come June 17th. Because I don't want to get behind on my own Knitalong. So if you haven't gotten on board the Great Unravel 2017 and you're interested in unraveling a sweater and harvesting the yarn to use for something else, please check out that video that I mentioned earlier in the episode. You know what, actually I'll link to it again right here. Check out this video for more information on the Great Unravel 2017. But this is my project for that. So this is, like I said, the Espensen by Barocco. So between the last time we spoke and now, I had a birthday and I received a fiber share package. So needless to say, I have lots to share with you this episode. I want to share with you some of my birthday presents first. And I want to start with one that is very special because I've been wanting one of these particular things for so long. And you're going to be very familiar with this, but I have been eyeballing this since, I don't know, for a couple of years now I've been wanting one of these. And I got one for my birthday and I am so excited to share it with you. It is a We Are Knitters Happiness in a Kit. This is the Nolita sweater by We Are Knitters. And this, you guys, I'm telling you, this is like the size of my upper body. It's huge. and it contains giant balls of yarn. Now, I've seen yarn by We Are Knitters on Instagram, and I fall in love with it every time I see pictures because it just looks so luscious and beautiful. I never imagined that these balls of yarn were this huge. So this is a skein of the wool by We Are Knitters, and it is the size like of my face. This is the size of my face. It is huge, but look how beautiful this fiber is. Look how soft and lofty this beautiful fiber is. I can't get over it. I just want to touch it. It's gorgeous. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and it is in this super, super bulky weight. Perfect for knitting these really super chunky sweaters that We Are Knitters are so well known for. And of course, in each kit comes the quintessential We Are Knitters knitting needles. So here is the size 15 knitting needle that will go with the sweater. Sorry, they're not a size 15. They're a size 15 millimeter, which is a US size 19. But anyway, I'm just really excited to use these to finally get my hands on a We Are Knitters kit, just because I love the fiber. I mean, it could have been any pattern, really. I love the Nolita sweater because it's very basic. I just wanted to get my hands on some of this fiber and knit with it, and I can't wait. And knitting with these needles and with this fiber and the Nolita sweater, I don't know, I just love it. So I'm excited about this. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad, for gifting me this for my birthday. I can't wait. And you guys, not only one, I mean, of course I'm knitting a sweater, so there's gonna be more than just one of these. I just wanna hold them all in my hands. I just wanna go like this. You see these? Look at these. These are my yarn babies. They're amazing. They're so soft. Can I hug them? I'm just hugging them because I'm telling you, it's like I'm hugging a sheep. It even smells sheepy. Guys, it's so great. And I love that they are this natural ecru color. They have amazing colors. We Are Knitters is blowing it out of the park with colors for this yarn. But I wanted the sweater to be a neutral ecru color, so that's why when I pinned this on Pinterest, which is where my mom and dad saw this as an idea for my birthday, I did pin it in this neutral color, and I love it, and it's just so beautiful. It's what you imagine when you think of this really chunky, super bulky, single-ply roving style wool. I love it. 100% Peruvian Highland wool, you guys. It's great. Here is the pattern that comes with the kit. And actually, I don't even know if there's a picture. Yeah, there's not a picture there. So here is the Nolita sweater. It's just your basic crew neck, super bulky sweater. I'll patch in a picture of the Nolita sweater here so you can kind of get a better idea of what it looks like. Christy Glass recently knit a Nolita sweater in kind of this really pretty teal blue color, and it was beautiful. And so it kind of just reinvigorated my desire to have what I needed to make one. So this is definitely going to be popping on the needle soon, even though it is definitely not something I'm going to be wearing until next winter because it's going to be far too warm, but I'm definitely going to get it started because I can't wait to start working with this fiber. It's just amazing. So yeah, We Are Knitters is finally in my hands. Then we have some fun stitch markers and progress keepers. These are from Paradise Exotic Accessories. They are little clay sheep stitch markers that I love with their little happy sheep faces. Then another gift of stitch markers are these really cute ones. We've all seen these stitch counters, but these are kind of beaded onto a stitch marker type situation that you can hang from your project and keep track of your project at the same time. So I love these. These don't really have a name from where they came from, but they're just stitch markers made out of little stitch counters. I also received something really special that I'm excited to share with you that I've wanted for some time now, and that is a drop spindle. So this is a handmade, hand-carved wooden drop spindle that I received from my mom. And not only did she gift me this beautiful drop spindle, but she also gifted me a package of the most beautiful 100% merino comb top 23 micron 4 ounce super soft fiber for spinning and felting in the most beautiful green and kind of like aquamarine teal color. I'm going to take it out so you can kind of see this, but It is so soft. Look at this. Oh gosh, you guys, it's so soft. It's like cotton candy, but better. Oh, look at this fiber. And the colors are just gorgeous. The way that it's kind of marbled almost. When you dye yarn, things look speckly. But when you dye roving like this, it looks marbled. And it's really beautiful. I just love it so much. It's so soft and luscious. Yeah, so this is, I'm gonna bunch it back all up together. How do I, let's see. Let's get it together here. If you're watching me do this and you know that there's a better way to do this, I apologize if this is obscene, but I'm just trying to get it all together. So I just can't get enough of the way this feels. So yeah, here is the fiber that I will be using with my new drop spindle. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, this came from Living Dreams Yarn and Fiber. And they are livingdreamsyarnandfiber.com, and you can also find them on Amazon under Living Dreams Yarn. And so that's where the fiber came from, and I cannot wait to get started spinning with this. Sarah, if you are watching, I am definitely going to be taking you up on your offer for teaching me how to use this drop spindle. I need to know. Sarah works at my local yarn store, and she is a drop spindle genius, so I'm coming your way, Sarah. But anyway, this is some fiber that I'm going to be using with my new drop spindle. Whenever somebody does something creatively that is just so beautiful, I get really excited about it, because crafts and things with working with your hands and creating things with your hands is just such a special thing to me. And so I wanted to share with you the birthday cards that were sent to me from my aunt, and then also the one that was given to me by my mom, because both of these lovely ladies make all of their greeting cards by hand. They're big time scrapbookers, but the things that they can do with paper is incredible. So this was sent to me by my aunt, and she makes all of these. Everything you see here is cut and colored by hand, and this is like a little three-dimensional, so you have like your ice cream cone here and it folds out like this, but you can tell that this flap is three-dimensional, and if I get really close you can see that we have this strawberry right here, which is kind of, it's like stuck on. I don't know if you can kind of make that out, but oh, it's so beautiful. The things that she can do with cards is incredible. So yeah, this is a handmade birthday card by my aunt, and I just wanted to share it because I think it's really special and definitely worth sharing. Whenever somebody does something like this, it's just always so special. And she has her own stamp on the back, and so I just love it. So thank you, Aunt Renee. And then my mom, in that same, vein, she also does her own handmade cards. And this, you guys, I just think it's so beautiful. Look at this. This is three-dimensional, so she has this girl in this beautiful red dress with a red umbrella is added on top as like an applique. She colored in everything here by hand. Everything up here is colored by hand. These are separate layers of paper, and then you have your ribbon detail. And the girl, her dress is glittery and shaded to show kind of like dimension, and everything, and the writing is embossed. This is embossed. I don't know, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I know that the time it took my mom to create this card, I know it just took a lot of time for her to make something as special as this. So, and then inside there's little jewels that are put into the card. So I don't know, I wanted to share it because I think it's very special, the amount of effort and time that goes into something like this and how beautiful it is. And just the image of this girl in this red dress with the red umbrella, and the choice of red for this was just perfect. So yeah, just lovely. So thank you, Mom. So let's move on to my fiber share package. Now, first of all, I just have to say that I have never received a fiber share package as generous as this, nor have I sent a fiber share package as generous as this. This package puts anything I have ever sent to shame, and I am so grateful and just overwhelmed with gratitude. This package was sent to me by Tina, who is known as, and I don't know if this is how you pronounce this, I want to say Tyjoshe, but it is Tyjoche, AY on Ravelry. She was my FiberShare partner to send me a package, and she gifted me this amazing package. But not only was it this package, but on my birthday I received a gifted pattern on Ravelry of the Genesis wrap by Lolo Did It. I just can't tell you guys how awesome that is. I can't wait to knit that wrap because it's beautiful, and I've been wanting to do another shawl pattern, and so this is just perfect. But then on top of that, this FiberShare package is just amazing, so I can't wait to share this with you. I'm just gonna pull it out from, you know, the top down. I've already gone through this. I know what's in it because as soon as I received it, I went through it like a child on Christmas morning, and I know that I squealed a little bit because I'm ridiculous. But the first thing I'm pulling out is a skein of Woolberry Fiber Co. yarn. I have been wanting a skein of Woolberry Fiber Co. ever since I discovered her yarn a few months ago. I just think it's so fun. I love what she's doing over there. She's very innovative in her colors. I know that all of her colorways are designed by New Zealand because she spent some time there, and I just think that that's so cool. You can tell that her colorways are inspired by, you know, nature and the environment, and so I'm really excited about this. This is her Simple Sock Base 7525 in Eucalyptus Forest. It's just gorgeous. Okay, the next is a project bag, and it is just a cinch closed project bag. But what's really special about this, and I don't have the label that came with it, because I guess it got misplaced in my bag, but this is dyed using madder root. So this beautiful green color that you're seeing here is a natural dyed fabric using madder root, and it's just gorgeous. And I just love the design on the front. So sweet. So yeah, a new project bag dyed using madder root. And I love that you can see the little stitches in the heart. They just look like little stockinette stitches. So cute. We have, oh gosh, you guys, Lorna's Laces yarn is so beautiful and so soft. So this is a skein of Lorna's Laces hand-dyed yarn in this soft, subtle, peachy ecru color. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. And this is in the Shepherd Sport 100% superwash merino, and the colorway is double point pink, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. And then we have a skein of Savannah Organic Comfort, and this is 50% wool, 20% cotton, 15% linen, and 15% soya. And this is the fiber. Perfect for a summer project, something nice and cool, because this is a great plant-based fiber that will be nice and cool and light wearing. And look at this beautiful color. I love this. It's a worsted weight fiber, and I'm really excited to give this a shot in a hat maybe, or I'm not sure, maybe a headband or something. I don't know. So if you have any suggestions about what to knit with this, please leave them in the comments below. But I love this. This color is gorgeous. And like I said, Savannah Organic Comfort, and this is the pink grapefruit colorway. This next skein is hand-dyed in Juneau, Alaska, and Tina is actually, I believe she said she lives in Sitka, Alaska, but she put the FiberShare package together with the thought of sending items that were made in Alaska, and so I think that's really, really cool and thoughtful. So this skein is from ATHW Yarns, and this is the skein. It is 100% superwash merino. It's 345 yards, 100 grams in the foxglove colorway. It's just kind of like a sporty weight yarn, and it is just gorgeous. Look at that purple color. Oh, I love it so much. It says on the label, the yarn in your hand is 100% USA made from the sheep to the mill in Pennsylvania into our dye studio in Juneau, Alaska. ATHW Yarns believes in supporting local. With this purchase, you are helping to support a local family, and we thank you. And I think that is awesome. I love supporting small business. I love supporting local businesses, and I love that. I love this yarn, and I love everything about that. So that's really cool. The next is a beautiful skein of Madeline Tosh. So we have some Madeline Tosh here, and look at this color. I mean, you guys, come on. This green is one of my favorite colors, and I love this limey green color that we have here. This is a worsted weight, almost an Aran weight yarn. Oh, it says here that it's a DK weight. That's crazy. It kind of seems more of a worsted weight to me. And this is in the Taurus colorway. It's 100% merino wool, 225 yards, gorgeous gorgeous green colorway. You can tell that I know that Tina watches the podcast and pays attention because you guys, this stuff is just right down my alley. I love it so much. She sent me some cute pom-poms. Oh my gosh, and thinking of this, oh, imagine a hat made from this beautiful fiber with these pom-poms. Oh my gosh, you guys. Stop it. She must have heard me talk about journaling and using really cute tapes because she sent me some adorable little tapes that I can use in my notebooks. I can't get enough of this cute sheep keychain. I mean, come on. I love little sheepy things like this. I mean, we knitters love little sheepy things like this, and this is so cute. A lotion bar. I love lotion bars. I keep a lotion bar in my Notions bag all the time because I'm always digging in there. It works not only as a lotion bar for your hands, but also for your face and for your lips. It's just the best. And this is Seaside Yarns in Juneau, Alaska. So it's also made in Alaska, and it's a lotion bar. And it has shea butter, coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, organic jojoba oil, and vitamin E. Awesome. I wonder if how it smells. It probably smells delicious. I'm gonna give it a smell. Oh yeah. It's just very natural smelling, but oh, it smells really good. These are really, really cool. These are Alaska Beachcomber porcelain buttons, handmade in Alaska. They are porcelain, and they're beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but the texture of these, they're wafer thin, and they have such a cool sandy texture. So these are really, really lovely. And again, something else that's made in Alaska. A sample of soak, because soak is delicious. And if it weren't soap, you would want to eat it because it smells amazing. So I'm excited to give that a try. Oh, and I can't wait to use this. This is Unity Botanicals from Sitka, Alaska. So this is tea that is made in Sitka, Alaska. And it is Energy Synergy Tea, a stimulating blend to energize, enhance mental clarity, and fight the blues. So that's really great. Loving this. And then we have a sample of Blood Orange hand and body lotion, which I'm imagining smells so good. How about we give it a try? Let's try this out, you guys. It's not smell-o-vision, but you can live vicariously through me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it smells like I just peeled an orange. Oh, it smells so good. And then she made some really adorable progress keepers and stitch markers. There's a cool steamship, a starfish, some just really cute beaded progress keepers, a turtle, a sea turtle. Just so thoughtful. Tina, if you're watching, thank you so much. This is just so thoughtful. I can't wait to use these. You outdid yourself, let me tell you. And she must be completely familiar with my obsession with honey because she knew to send me this really cool honey candy, 100% pure honey candy, and it's a product of Japan. I opened it because I couldn't help it as soon as I got it. But they are just drop candies. They're hard candies, and they are made from 100% pure honey. And it's awesome. And I want one right now. But yeah, I'll let you see what they look like. They just look like somebody hardened a drop of honey. That's pretty much all it is. So here it is. Let's see if I can get it. So there it is. Just a little hardened drop of honey. And it's perfect. And you can put these in your tea and they will dissolve and melt away and serve that same purpose that you would, put a spoonful of honey in your tea. But yeah, they're delicious and they taste just like a hardened drop of honey. So Tina, thank you. In addition to this package, she sent me this really beautiful card that was also made in Sitka, Alaska, designed and created in Sitka, Alaska. I love this because these women look like they're knitting or stitching, sewing. I think they're sewing, but they're doing some kind of fiber craft. But this is really beautiful. And she took the time to write me a cool letter almost to go with this package. And as I read this, I just kept feeling that feeling you get when you're involved in a community that is so welcoming and warm and embracing as this one. And it means so much to me, this letter, because she and I don't know each other personally, but it's cool to have, like, the fiber share. It's like a pen pal. It's cool to have somebody like that, to have these fiber friends out there in the world that you can be in touch with and learn more about. And so, Tina, thank you so much for taking the time to write to me. I will be getting back to you and sending off. I have something for you that I would like to send out to you, just as a thank you, because that's just what people do, right? And I think that this is just so generous. And I know that that's what FiberShare is. You pay and $7 or whatever, and then you do a swap, and you get to see yarn from various different places. But this was above and beyond, and I cannot thank you enough for this generous gift. So thank you. It means so much to me. The next acquisition was sent to me from Sweden by the lovely Tilja Lindblad. She is a yarn dyer out of Sweden, and she has an Instagram account, which is at @by_Tilja, and she dyes gorgeous yarn. She got in touch with me and she offered to send some yarn to use as a donation and one for me to keep, which was very, very generous. So I'm really excited to share this with you. So the first skein, and I'm going to take it out of its yarn band, but this is what it looks like in the skein. It's beautiful. That's her little label right there. I'm going to go ahead and take the label off because I want to show you the yarn in all of its glory. So here, and it has a little progress keeper attached to it, which is a beautiful little progress keeper feather. So here's the progress keeper that came with the yarn. It's just a little feather charm, but it's gorgeous. And the yarn that she sent is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina, and it's a silver stellina. And this yarn is so soft and luxurious feeling, and it's a lavender and peachy pink color, and you can see that stellina in there sparkling. Oh, you guys, it is beautiful. The colorway here is called apricot and lavender, and it's just gorgeous. It's so soft and squishy and airy. Oh gosh, I love it so much, and I really hope that you can see that stellina in there and you can see it sparkle, because it's just gorgeous. So she sent this skein of yarn, and she also sent this one, which I'm going to take the label off as well so you can see it. This skein of yarn is a 75-25 merino wool and nylon, and it is in the Easter sock colorway. So here it is. Oh, look at that, you guys. Look at those colors together. She has an amazing eye for color because these just look so great together. And again, it's so nice and soft. And this one also comes with a really pretty progress keeper. It's a little snowflake progress keeper. But yes, beautiful yarn by Tilja. So it's Instagram at @by_Tilja, Tilia. Just, you guys, just gorgeous. So we have these two skeins, which she sent, one for me to keep and one to give away. I have decided that I am going to keep this skein of yarn here because it is beautiful and I love stellina and I don't have enough of it in my stash. So I'm going to hang on to this one. But this one I am going to save for an upcoming giveaway for you guys. So soon we will be setting up a giveaway where this will be sent out to live with one of the viewers of the Wool Needles Hands podcast. So Tilja, thank you so much. I can't wait to knit with this yarn because it's gorgeous. So check out at @by_Tilja. Give her some love. She has beautiful yarn and I'm so proud to be able to share it here with you guys. The next item I would like to share with you is more of an introduction, really. She is a new member of my creative space and I'm so happy to have her here. She's right now wearing my giant purple chunky sweater that I haven't shown in a long time, even though it is a work in progress, but she's perfect. She fits so nicely in this space. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Gladys. This is Gladys, you guys. Gladys is a dress form, and she's, Gladys, not kind of an awkward position. This is Gladys. She is my new dress form that is taking up some real estate in my creative space here. It's like having, like when you were a kid and you had a, what would they call those, life-size Barbie doll? It's kind of like that, except this one doesn't have a head and she's not nearly as pretty. But anyway, this is Gladys and she is wearing my purple sweater that I have yet to finish and work on, but she's a constant reminder that I need to work on it with, you know, having no neckline here that I need to add. So anyway, yep, ladies and gentlemen, this is Gladys. I just totally groped her. Sorry, Gladys. I'm done with this awkward show of, I'm done with this. This is awkward. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gladys. Go back to your home, Gladys. She's very tall. Tall and rather busty, considering. Okay, so as promised, let's go ahead and take care of that 1,000 plus subscriber giveaway winner. I'm going to be using a random number generator from the giveaway question thread on Ravelry. And the person who is chosen is going to win a Daphne Little Things ink bag from Ink Bags. On Instagram, it is at ink.bags. They're lovely. So well made, so beautiful, little peekaboo layer. So this will be going to the winner, plus a skein of my own hand-dyed yarn. Now this is one of my earlier hand-dyed creations in a sweet plum wine colorway, but I am also going to be including in this giveaway prize, which I didn't mention in the previous episode, I'm also going to be including an extra secret skein, which I'm not going to tell you about now. You'll just have to wait and see when you receive it, and it will be another one of my own hand-dyed skeins of yarn. So that will be coming your way if you win. So let's go ahead and see who our winner is for the 1,000 plus subscriber giveaway. So I just pulled up, I typed in random number on Google, or random, and it already generates a number, but I'm going to go ahead and generate a new number from scratch. So I'm going to click the generator, and our number is 9. All right, so response number 9, and I have all of them right here. And number 9 is Layla22, Leilai 22. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but Layla22, you are the winner of the 1,000 plus subscriber giveaway. Please get in touch with me. You can send me a message on Ravelry. You can email me at woolneedleshands@gmail.com, but please get in touch with me. You are the winner of a Daphne bag by Ink Bags and a skein of my own hand-dyed yarn, in addition to a secret skein that I'm going to be adding to that giveaway prize. So congratulations! Again, thank you everybody so much for subscribing and supporting the show. I can't wait for our next big milestone and for our next big giveaway. So keep coming back, keep liking the videos. Thank you so much. Alright guys, it's just about time for me to go, but before I go, as always, I want to quickly remind you guys of the local yarn store call to action. This is just an effort to spread the word of local yarn stores all around the world, considering we do have an international viewership here. I want to have people send in footage from their local yarn shops, whether it's a video or photos to create a photo montage, whatever it is that works for you. Send me that footage so that I can share it here on the Wool Needles Hands podcast and see what local yarn stores are like in other parts of the world and other parts of the country, and just kind of continue to embrace that really cool aspect of this online knitting community. If you would like to participate in the LYS call to action, just send me whatever footage you have at woolneedleshands@gmail.com, and I will put it all together in a really cool format and add it to the end of one of the episodes of the Wool Needles Hands podcast. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me here on the Wool Needles Hands podcast. I've enjoyed so much sharing my acquisitions with you and some of the things that I'm working on, and just pretty much generally chatting with you. I love these opportunities that I get to spend here talking to you guys about all of these things. So thank you so much for joining me and spending your valuable time with me. It means so much. Make sure you stay tuned at the end of this episode, because I am going to be featuring a local yarn store that was provided to us by Christina, who is at Mama Made Waffles on Instagram. This is Stitching Memories in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So enjoy, guys, and until episode 9 of the Wool Needles Hands podcast, see you later.